I'm Grace.
So let's get started.
I'm a recipe blogger, family-taught home chef,
Cheers.
Cheers.
iPhone-only photographer, and proud New Englander.
I'll show you how to make a classic risotto the authentic Italian way that's so creamy yet holds its texture from al dente rice.
So there really is a major misconception about risotto. People think it takes forever to make and it's really, really hard to do, but it's actually really easy, really delicious, and it can taste restaurant quality or maybe even a little bit better because you're gonna be making it to order. So I really don't have much to explain here other than what I have out on the counter. I have a little bit of butter, my arborio rice, I have a little bit of onion for flavor, and then cheese, which will help make things creamy and will also give you a risotto flavor. And of course, a big and a big jug of chicken broth that's going to be used to cook down your rice and make it nice and al dente and creamy and fabulous. This is not an ad. Let's go to the stove. So you're gonna need a nice big pot, and a pat of butter. So I'm going to add the pat of butter right to my skillet. You can use olive oil if you want, but I prefer butter. It just gives a nice creamy, more rich result. And I have my heat over medium-low heat. I'm gonna let the butter melt, and then I'm gonna add my arborio rice. In goes the rice. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to toast my rice in that little bit of butter for about 3 minutes or so, just to kind of get the outside of the rice nice and perfumey and aromatic and delicious. Just heat it up. It's been about 3 minutes. You can smell the rice a little bit. It's getting a little bit toasty. And that means it's time to add our onion. And this is optional, but I really like onion in the base of any good risotto. It just adds a little bit more flavor and a little bit more texture. And we're just gonna saute this over medium-low heat still for another 3 to 4 minutes. Next step is add chicken broth, or any type of broth you want, but chicken broth is my favorite, best flavor. So I'm gonna add the first 2 cups of broth. And after you've added the first 2 cups, you're going to increase your heat to medium-high heat, and you're going to let this cook down until about 75% of the liquid is gone, evaporated and sucked up by your rice. Then you're gonna keep adding cups of chicken broth, 1 cup at a time, until you reach 5 cups. And then you're gonna start tasting to see whether your rice is al dente. And I'll walk you through every step. So you can see about 75% of the liquid is gone now. And that is our cue to add the third of 5 cups right into our pot. And you're just gonna keep stirring periodically and let this cook down till 75% of the liquid is gone. It's time for that 4th cup. Let's add it. Same process. Stir and watch. It's time for cup 5. This is the final cup before we're gonna start trying our risotto to see whether it's al dente or not. So since that cup 5 is starting to cook down, we're almost there. That means it's time to give this a taste to see whether it's al dente or not. So I'm gonna give it a nice blow so I don't burn my mouth. It's actually very close, so we don't need to add any more chicken broth. Full mouth. But if you weren't close, you would keep adding a little bit more broth, just in increments of half a cup until it's really, really close. But we are so close that I'm going to add in my cheese. I just have a little bit of Parmesan cheese there. And then if you want to add salt and pepper, this is when you want to add it. Give it a nice stir. And then you're just gonna wait until some of that extra liquid cooks off. Right at the top, it's a little bit too runny right now. And once it's cooked off and it's perfectly al dente, you wanna take it right off the stove. You can cook it until your desired consistency, but I like mine just like this. We cooked off a good amount of the liquid and it's nice and al dente. So you want to turn that heat off and you want to plate it right away and eat it. I may have already tried it. It's just too good. I couldn't wait to plate. I'm doing it again, all for you, you know, sacrificing. Guys, for something so simple, how could it be this good? Creamy, al dente rice, flavorful, with almost no ingredients. Check this out on tastefullygrace.com. You won't regret it. I'm having memories of the rice sandbox from kindergarten. Used to play in the rice. All right, kiddos.
Start over.
Can I say kiddos? Why not?